One sec. Hey guys, sorry for the dramatics, but out there in the wasteland scavenging. Now that I've come out with one, I mean, some cram. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Declaration of Independence and the Constitution. The good book. What else we got here? Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, perfect. Build it yourself homestead. Her guide to settlement making. Survival guide. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. Got some caps. Let's see. The old Vault Tech field. Old Vault Tech field paper. Caravan cards. Let's see what we got. Bobby pins. Can't go anywhere in the wasteland without them anymore. Hope you can hear me. This little terminal ain't worth much. Took forever to get the stupid camera to go through it. Oh yeah, here. Pre-war money. Not that that's good anymore. Let's see. Stallion smokes. Matches. Lighter. Jet, some Red X, Med X, some Mentats. Take a couple of them. That's it. Got my courier bag off here. Oh, that isn't all I got. Let's see. Didn't come across this beauty. Fat Man shoulder mounted nuclear catapult mini nuke. Got lucky and managed. Whoops. Alright. I'm goofing around, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me alright. Disable the radio for a minute. But yeah, sorry about that, everyone. Welcome to the Moonshadow Mystery channel. Now that we're done with all the theatrics, even though if you look behind me, you can see I had Victoria, Vault Tech Survival Guide, the Nuka Girl, pre-war flag. May or may not be able to see everything. Crate of caps. See there. We got Fantastic Tales. invasion of the Zadans. We of course have Rognak, the barbarian. The Silver Shroud. And we got others such as the Unstoppable Smatterman. GI combat. Yeah, basically, we're ready. But you're tired of listening to me ramble. As always, everyone, I am the face of Compound Eyes, Moonshadow Mystery, the Changeling. Moonshadow the Changeling. Better known in the Wasteland as Sentinel Darren of the Brotherhood of Steel, Ad Victorium, also known as a sole survivor. But you didn't tune in just for the foolishness, though. If you stay tuned this long, hey, thanks for, putting up with that. Almost forgot. Gotta make sure I don't lose track of that. Elder Maxim would have my hide. Essential data. But thanks for tuning in, everyone. This will be the second Fallout video we've had within the last span of a week or so, or at least it should be. And as of this video, it has only been a couple of short days since the E3 conference, and oh boy was it awesome. I'm not an Elder Scrolls fan, but the announcement of the mobile Elder Scrolls Blades, and then Elder Scrolls 6, that one was a big doozy. But Fallout 76 is what you came here for, or specifically Fallout Vault 76. And more specifically, my thoughts on it. I'm sure a lot of you are wondering what my thoughts are regarding the announcement of it being an MMO online game. I'm not surprised. What people don't realize is before Bethesda's acquisition of the Fallout franchise, Interplay Studios and Black Isle, its Fallout dedicated group spin-off, not really spin-off, the division dedicated to the Fallout franchise, originally had plans to create Fallout Online. So this is the fruition of that. Sorry, just every time I look on camera, everything looks off, and it bothers me, a little OCD effect. Give me just a sec here, because I'm going to need access to my terminal. Not this hunk of junk I'm recording on. No, my actual terminal. Yep. But yeah, I am super excited. I am also very disappointed. Why? Because they announced the Power Armor Edition, and it is an excruciating $200, and I can't afford that. And it is very limited, just like the Pip-Boy edition was, and I missed out on that as well. This is the Bluetooth edition of the Pip-Boy 3000 Mark IV. Yep. And it ended up costing me more than the Pip-Boy edition would have. Mind, I saved for this. It was worth it. But I still have to track down the Pip-Boy 3000 model prior to this, as well as a few other little things. One thing I don't have to track down though, I had to hide it. Those fiends. They're currently a lot of it. It'll be this. Yeah. For some reason, a lot of people are after this. But yeah, I am super psyched. the West Virginia setting is going to be a refreshing change of pace, especially before a lot of the fallout initially started majorly wreaking havoc with the wasteland itself. I have no problems with this. The inclusion of access to the nuclear reactors and the missile silos scattered throughout the region, I believe, is actually going to help explain a lot of the wanton devastation in greater detail as far as the immediate capital wasteland sort of area. I have no idea what to expect as far as what regions we're going to get to see. I know they named them all. And you're going to see me do this a little bit. Forgive me, because I mean, current rank is Sentinel, but I'm more of a scribe, let's be honest. Striving to reach Knight Paladin status, truly earn the Sentinel status. But yeah, a lot of new details. I know they're including a lot of West Virginia's folklore in the creatures and whatnot. Mothman being the one I'm most familiar with, and I'm really excited for that. I am totally psyched to see how that turns out. And I suspect majorly that Mothman and those mutant bats are going to be completely different. I am curious as to whether or not we are going to see a different version of the Enclave, given that the shadow government, the Enclave, existed long before the Great War took place, and they were scattered across the nation. Now mind, the most important ones did end up on the Poseidon oil refinery out off of California. They didn't all end up there. So, definitely excited to see how that's going to turn out. I'm not really disappointed the Brotherhood's not involved. Canonically, they started in 2077, but they didn't end up on the East Coast until sometime in the early to mid 2200s, prior to the events of Fallout 3. I believe on my DeviantArt page, I actually reference the timetable here. But before we get into that, let's discuss the areas we know have been confirmed as far as the 6 main regions that the main story's quest is going to force us to look at. Camden Park, Charleston, the Greenbrier, which I believe is supposed to be the new Enclave location, the Mothman Museum, looking forward to that, the new River Gorge Bridge, West Virginia University. Those are not the regions, sorry, those are just some of the main areas that have been located through the thing. If you want better detail, I suggest going to Oxhorn's channel. He has no idea who I am, which is fine. But he's a good lore keeper. Also check out Shottycast. They're covering part of this as well themselves. Now, I did mention this is going to be the second Fallout video in this week. That's because the previous Fallout video I did is our new segment, Lore, Myths, and Theories. I know a lot of channels have done stuff like that. This is our take on it. I discuss West-Tech's powered infantry armor, the different models, and toss out a few of my own theories regarding unreleased, unseen models. After all, we got T-45, T-51, T-60, and X-01. There have to be more. Creation Club did add in the X-03 Hellfire armor, but I am not satisfied with that. Let's see here. Yeah, like I was saying, 2254 was when Paladin Lions and Lions Pride, the East Coast, Capital Wasteland Brotherhood, set forth to reclaim the capital wasteland. So yeah, we have until that point. Now, Todd Howard himself does, as I mentioned in my previous video, does not consider the events of Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel or Fallout Brotherhood of Steel canon to Bethesda's lore. If it did, then we would have some Eastern expeditions with the Mid-Eastern Brotherhood, or rather the Midwestern Brotherhood, and of course the Texas Brotherhood. Texas utilizes the T-51 series, while the Midwestern Brotherhood uses an unspecified T-series. I mentioned that in my previous video as well. But yeah, there is a whole lot. There's all kinds of new mutants based on lore, and again, I think Mothman's going to be a completely different creature than these mutant bats is going to be. Hold on here. Now, if you haven't seen the previous video, I do make use with a little guest cooperation from Shoddycast Storyteller. Bear in mind, I even specified at the beginning of that video, it's only thanks to the Wasteland Codex that I have his assistance. And I don't actually have any cooperation with Shoddycast or the Storyteller whatsoever. Wish I did. I do try to impersonate him in one of my videos. I say try, it's a bit of a stretch. But yeah, I am super excited. I believe there is a mutant turtle that's going to be part of this one. It's either that or an East Coast Chimera, or Centaur rather. Kind of interested to see that. There's all kinds of new ones, including some sort of spider ant kind of thing with a termite with a hive of some sort on its back. Kind of weird. There's a lot of creatures I'm not familiar with West Virginia's folklore, but I'm super psyched. I am stoked. I really hope that we're not reliant on the server for all of our progress, regardless if we do single player or multiplayer. I have no issues with this if it is, aside from personal issues. My connectivity sucks. Any of you who've seen me in Dragon Ball Z Universe or Dragon Ball Z Universe 2 in the multiplayer lobby, and then all of a sudden I flicker out, yeah, my connectivity cannot be promised. However, I am excited about the prospect of getting to interact with some of my viewers, with some of the friends I have on Steam. I have a couple of friends in particular, one specifically in particular, whom has offered assistance and basically acted as my Cortana when it comes to Subnautica, because she has more experience than I am, who is also equally experienced in Fallout as me. We go back and forth about our different settlements all the time. Really excited to get a chance to cooperate with her, because we've discussed how cool it would be if we could do this before. So I'm excited. I do feel a little guilty watching the gameplay trailer, because it starts off pre-war and then you see the soldier who dies in the blast, and then our character kind of comes along and loots his body, and I think there's a slight chance maybe we know that guy prior to going into the vault, so I kind of feel a little dirty about that. Never have liked looting my allies if I can help it. I do it because the wasteland you do have to survive, but don't mean I have to like it. But I am super, super psyched. If you stay tuned to the end credits of the last video, I did kind of go ahead and announce when, for anyone who may have missed E3, when the Fallout 76 is supposed to be available, when the pre-orders are supposed to start, and about the limited availability of the Power Armor edition. I may want it, but it doesn't mean I'm going to deny that knowledge to my viewers. I don't want it so badly that I will refuse to acknowledge that stuff to my viewers. I really want it though. I want the helmet so bad. I want the helmet more than I want anything else. Not gonna lie. I would love to have that T-51 helmet. I've had my eyes on a T-60 I've seen online before for a while, but it doesn't have the same functionality. This one actually has a working headlamp, a working modulator, a VATS display. That one only kind of sort of works. It's like a focus plate. Either way, super, super excited for this. You'll have to forgive me. I've tuned my Pip-Boy into Galaxy News Radio. Hopefully that doesn't get us a copyright strike. I fought them off before, but I don't have faith I will indefinitely. Just saying. But yeah, I'm excited to explore the pre-war, or rather the shortly after the war wasteland, especially since this is a overall prequel to every other game. So this will be the second time our character started off pre-war, ended up in a vault, but the first time we've actually gotten to leave the vault and explore the early wasteland. There's so much to explore. We're going to have old coal mines. A lot of the armor is going to have new uses. We're going to have the return of the companion wheel, which I hope means that we're not going to have any voiced characters. Since it's supposed to be online multiplayer, I don't think we're going to have any voice characters, so excited about that. That was one thing I was hoping. While I liked the change for Nate and Nora in Fallout 4, it kind of took away from it a little bit for me. It broke the immersion a little bit. I know there's mods that change that, but it is what it is. I like the fact that they're re-including the settlement building, but they're actually expanding on it, so you're going to get to build anywhere. So, awesome! Not going to have to look for workbenches anymore. You do, I think, have to pay to build the one thing. It's kind of like the GEC, but it's not the GEC. I forget what the acronym for it was. But it's supposed to be awesome. I think you're supposed to be able to move it around, and it remembers your configuration, and you can just move things. I like the fact that I can either do single-player experience or multiplayer experience. I may try talking my friend into us doing single-player experiences first and then cooperating later. Totally into this. As you can see, since I'm in my vault suit with my Pip-Boy, I got all my vault crap behind me, including my overseer thing. I wish I could show off everything, but I can't. Got the pre-war flags behind me. Yeah, I went all out in order to deck this place out in order to make it fit as much as I possibly could. And I do, of course, call my recording studio the bunker. Sometimes I call it the vault. It kind of depends. I've not settled. Excuse me. Not a name for it yet. But yeah, I am totally stoked. I like the visualizations. This game's supposed to be 4 times bigger than Fallout 4. I have issues with Subnautica, like as far as, my graphics processor. I do not have the money to improve that in order to be able to play anything to the maximum I can. I wish I did. I would have loved that. Of course I have Patreon, so if you want to help me out with that, you can click the Patreon link in the video description below. I'm going to go ahead and say, my Patreon viewers, I'm still trying to figure out ways of rewarding you beyond just giving you credits in future videos. I'm still trying to figure out what all kinds of custom content I can do for Patreon, so if you have any suggestions for that, or any tips on how I can go about doing that, let me know in the comments down below here, or let me know in the comments over on the Patreon page. I really appreciate any help I get in that. Yeah, for those of you who want to stay tuned with us beyond just here, head on over to the Facebook page, join the Rainbow Eyed Hive official Facebook group. I've not seen any recent additions beyond ones I've added my own self. You should be able to request to join. If for some reason you can't, let me know. I'll see what I can do to fix that, and I'll try and add you. You can also add me on Facebook, but please, if you're going to, send me a message or something first. Leave a comment on something, let me know that you are trying to add me because of the channel. I get a lot of weird random friend requests, and I don't know who they're coming from, so a lot of times I end up ignoring them. So if you're going to try and add me over there, feel free to, but please leave me a message first so I know that you're adding me because you want to follow me with channel related content more. of course, if you do join me over there, I have a dedicated Fallout album where I post stuff that I find, especially related to Power Armor, the Brotherhood of Steel. It's called Ad Victoriam Semper Invicta, which are the Brotherhood phrases. Everyone knows Ad Victoriam. Ad Victoriam. Always victorious. And Semper Invicta means together invincible. Words to live by. Hopefully you can hear me alright. I don't know. I don't have the headset on today. I didn't want to break the immersion too much. I'm trying to use a microphone here. Don't know how well it's going to pick up. It's kind of iffy. Matter of fact, I better disable that. I'm going to try something real quick. I'm going to disable the monitor on my... Are you ready for this? I wanted to try, see how well that would... not as well as I was hoping. Haha! But it works. You can see, it helps somewhat. Not a whole lot, but somewhat. Oh, there we go. Bright lights. And for some reason my canine companion is being... I don't know if he's being camera shy or if there's something else going on with it. We'll have to tend to him in a minute. But yeah, Fallout 76, super excited. For those of you who are fans of the mobile game Fallout Shelter, mine it's also available on computer, and it's actually about to come to consoles. They recently announced that at the E3 conference. So if you're a fan of Fallout Shelter, that's coming soon. I think you can still sign in to your Bethesda account like always and get access to your other vaults. I don't know how that works. But they're doing a lot of this for Fallout Shelter's 3-year anniversary. For right now, you can get free lunch boxes if you haven't signed into Fallout Shelter in a while. For the 3-year anniversary, you get a free lunch box for each of the anniversary years. So that's something they're doing right now, which is a nice little promotional thing. Personally, I like doing Fallout Shelter. It's a nice little way of passing time when I'm waiting in places. Sorry. Kind of trying to figure out what to say next. I couldn't remember as much as I would have liked to. There's a lot of interesting creatures. There's a mutant sloth. I admittedly am a little ignorant to West Virginia's population of creatures. I don't know if sloths are native to West Virginia or if this is hinting at a zoo where certain creatures have escaped from, which would be interesting. But like I said, we do see mutant bats. That's something I've had criticisms about before because a lot of the games involve caves, but you never really see bats, so I'm happy about that, although some of the people at the conference commenting about the video footage at the conference mentioned these kind of look like dragons. They have a sonic emitter style sonic attack. Very dangerous, very powerful. Which, for those of you who have invested in the Captain Cosmos content from the Creation Club, there is a mod for the Captain Cosmos unique weapon that gives it a sonic emitter style attack. Head on over to Oxhorn's channel. He did a whole video about all that stuff. Fairly lengthy video, but worth sitting through. Unless, of course, you don't want spoilers. In which case, don't go check it out. I'm not going to leave a link or nothing. Because we're not affiliated. I left a link for Shoddycast, but that's because I use their mods and I used the Storyteller to help emphasize my points. But yeah, super excited, really anticipating this. The game itself, since I failed to mention it, I mentioned it in the end credits, but I didn't mention it yet. I was saying mention way too much. It's supposed to be available November 14th of this year. That is way sooner than expected. And then, of course, we have pre-orders are supposedly beginning June 15th, although I think some sites are already taking pre-orders now. which is kind of weird. Though then again, GameStop's site was saying something about December of next year. So I think there's some wires crossed somewhere. I have no idea what's going on with that. There unfortunately was no mention of a remastered Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, which mildly disappointing. Personally, I would have liked to have seen them updated with the Fallout 4 game engine so we could see the modern style of power armor in the games. Even if that was the only thing changed aside from graphics being updated, that would have been a cool feature. But there's always next time. Of course, I keep wanting to see remakes of the original 2 games in the modern style. That's just me. That's just me. I do believe Ron Perlman is the voice we hear at the start of the trailer through the television set, talking about Vault 76, which is awesome. He's been in almost every game. I don't remember hearing his voice in Fallout 4, but that could just mean that I missed it. I'm got a little sidetracked because he's almost always the opening dialogue guy, as well as all the ending dialogue guys, and he wasn't for Fallout 4, so may have unintentionally wrote him off, not realizing he was involved, just in a way different than I'm familiar with. Forgot to turn my monitor back on. But yeah, sorry that this video ended up being longer and I wasted so much time in it. Super excited. Really looking forward to this. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the Vault 76 trailer. Both the teaser trailer and the gameplay trailer. Let me know if you are excited to see Vault 76 when it is officially released. Now, I do know that if you pre-order, you're supposed to get access to Fallout 76's beta, which means you can get in on some of the early stuff. Personally, I would like to get in on the beta, but right now I do not have the funds to pre-order. A little unfortunate for me. If anyone wants to help, I appreciate it. I'm not going to ask anybody to help. But I've always said, if you want to, I have a link to Steam down below, so if you want to help this channel out with content of any kind, you're welcome to do so. I'll be more than happy to say thank you, credit you in videos, give a shout out. I actually have some concept images over on the DeviantArt page for merch that I'm still open to some ideas. If anybody has suggestions for that, head on over and let me know what suggestions you have. But I do have some ideas for merchandise I would like to get made eventually as a way of thanking my viewers. Mainly t-shirt concepts. Some of them's related to My Little Pony. Some of it involves my Steven Universe OC. A good chunk of it is related to our Fallout Equestria franchises. Not really franchises, series. And a few other different things. So feel free to go check that out and let us know if there's any of that you would like to see made into actual merchandise. If I can get the funding to maybe get some done limitedly as subscriber exclusives or Patreon supporter exclusives, I'd be happy to do that. I mean, it's actually something I would like to do. I'd like to get my brand out there a little bit better. And for those of you who've been missing my reviewing episodes and the like, that's where I've started doing the vast majority of my first thoughts. All my first thoughts reviews for Dragon Ball Super and My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, basically over there. I am still doing reviews. They're few and far between because I ramble a lot, and it takes a while to get all the stuff on them. But so my last two have been for the Halloween videos. But yeah, let me know in the comments what other content you'd like me to do as far as gameplay, character videos, impersonations, song covers, reviews, reactions, etc., first thoughts, or anything you want to suggest for our new lore, myths, and theories video segments. I do have another one planned. I've got part of a script. I've got a script written for it, and I believe I have that available on Patreon for those who want to check it out. I hope I have it on Patreon. I meant to put it there. But yeah, let me know in the comments what other content you'd like me to do as far as gameplay, character videos, impersonations, song covers, reviews, reactions, etc., first thoughts, or anything you want to suggest for our new lore, myths, and theories video segments. I do have another one planned. I've got a script written for it, and I believe I have that available on Patreon for those who want to check it out. I hope I have it on Patreon. Honestly. Okay, one sec. One teeny tiny second. I keep saying that. I've been saying forever. I think it's because I'm. Hold on. Gosh darn it. Still trying to figure out Patreon a little bit, to be honest. Let's see. There's my backstory. There's my episode, my season 1 episode opener. Oh, there it is. It's actually called Moonshadow Explains in the script. That's because I was still tossing around ideas, and now I've settled on lore, theory, myths, and theories. And that one is going to be my My Little Pony themed one. And it's going to have to do with changelings. That's something I'm looking forward to. I've got to make sure everything is in Creative Commons. I do not want to end up with any issues. I've had enough problems debating stuff with YouTube before. I'm sure fellow content creators understand how that goes. But anyways, everyone, yes, super excited. Let me know what you think of Vault. If you're excited for Vault 76 or not. I know there's a petition supposedly going around where they're wanting to get the Bethesda team to create an offline exclusive mode so that they're not having to sign into the servers. I wouldn't mind that, but I'm not opposed to them leaving it as is. I unfortunately don't have a link for that. I wish I did, because I would put it down there for anyone who's interested in it. That's really all the time we have. I rambled way too long. I'm sorry about that. Thanks for tuning in. If you like today's video, go ahead and let us know by high-fiving, or rather, pip-liking that like button down below. And if you didn't, that's okay. Applebuck, or otherwise frag that dislike button. If you're new to the channel and aren't quite sure what you think of us just yet, click my name above the video description, Moonshadow Mystery, to go see what other videos we have in store. The vast majority of them, I will admit, are Let's Plays. They're easy for me to get done, fast for me to get done, but I have a wide variety. Mine, a lot of them are still at episode 1, because I was kind of waiting to get feedback on them. I do have a lot of other stuff going. I do have some extensive episodes, though, specifically Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Fallout Equestria 3, Fallout New Pegasus, and Fallout Holstein. Fallout Holstein is my personal name for Fallout 4 with My Little Pony mods. I have one episode of The Silver Shroud Plays Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, which it's different than any other one most people played. It doesn't get a lot of love or anything, which strangely neither does Final Fantasy VIII. I don't understand why. Personally, I loved 8, but I think I don't know. I guess people just like 7 better. Now, the 7 ain't awesome. It is. I have 7. I have 8. I'm planning on doing videos for them in the future. I have not yet, because I get way too absorbed in the Final Fantasy games. Like, I think the first time I played Final Fantasy VIII years and years ago now. It's been close to 20 years ago. Yeah, a long time. I spent the better part of a weekend. Very little sleep. I got way into it. This was back in the days when when you reached a certain point, you had to swap discs. People don't understand that nowadays. That's gaming dedication. But that's really all the time we have for the day, everybody. Of course, feel free to share any thoughts you have, any comments, questions, suggestions, hints, tips or tricks for some of the games that maybe we've done here on the channel. Recommendations for anything you'd like to see featured, or any mod you'd like to see incorporated into future games. Bear in mind, I'm still trying to figure out how to put mods in some of the other games. I know there's people who have mods for Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2. I've not figured out how to do that. I've not been in Xenoverse 2 in a while, and I apologize for that, anybody who's been wanting to see more of that. I kind of burned myself out on that a little bit. I got way too into it. I do have other games like South Park, The Stick of Truth, and The Fractured But Whole, but just like our Deadpool series, they're probably going to end up being mature rated exclusively. I have one episode recorded for The Stick of Truth and one only. I may upload it later. If you want to see that, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, it may not get uploaded. It might, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to re-record Deadpool Plays Episode 2 because I guess it turns out the microphone was off, so I'm going to have to restart that whole segment from scratch and start all over again. Deadpool is not going to like me for that. You're darn straight he's not. Yeah, we spent over an hour playing that. He's going to end up stabbing you in your sleep. I hope you're aware of this. It's not going to be fun. It will be for me. Deadpool, an art with a mouth. They're a generating degenerate. These guys get the hint. Yeah. Not looking forward to that. Because I have to have a lot of peace, a lot of quiet, and a lot of alone time to do that one. But anyways, everybody, have a great rest of the day, a great rest of the week, and a great weekend ahead, depending on when you get around to seeing today's video. Feel free to share any of your thoughts down below. I will respond to comments as I see them. If you have multiple comments you'd like to make, please take the time to write them out in full and then make one singular one. It's real time consuming if I have to go back and respond to multiple ones, one after the other. I don't mind if they're significant, like if there's something you noticed one view through and then you watch it again and you notice something different. That's cool, it's fine. But it was like you're just making multiple comments through a single viewing. I'd appreciate if you would just like combine them into one comment. Sorry if that's asking a lot. It just makes things a little easier for me. But anyway, according to the Pit Boy, it's getting a little too late. We're nearing 45 minutes, so better get that off. Make sure that's not broken. Only way to access vaults from the outside. That little piece. If it gets cracked or damaged, I am in trouble. It's not like I can just walk into vaulting and say, hey, fix this. Not anymore. Anyways, everyone, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any fan art you'd like to submit of either Fallout or any of the other content we've covered on the channel, fan art you'd like to submit of myself or any of my OCs, do so with one of the links provided. Stay tuned to the end credits to see those links on screen, as well as some other little goodies. Be sure to include a link to the original if there is one. Be sure to properly accredit whatever the source material is. And give me a name I can associate with it. That way you can get the proper credit. Regardless if you want to use your real name or if you want to use an alias, such as how I typically do. But anyways, everyone, that's all the time we have for the day. We'll get out of the hay and into the fray in the next video. Let me know in the comments what you want the next video to be, and I'll be sure to put some effort into getting that done ASAP. As of the recording of this video, we've got our 11th episode of Subnautica up. We still have 4 more that have been recorded that are on the way. I still have to get back into the swing of things with some more of Old World Blues for Fallout New Pegasus. I'll be getting into that soon. But yeah, let me know what you want to see more of, and we'll get on it ASAP. That's all the time we have. remember everybody, don't go changing for anyone but yourselves. I'll see you right back here, same changeling time, same changeling channel, in the next exciting installment.